He's reviving the other one.
I hit him.
Farm
I hit him once
farm
already.
So stupid. Are they coming out your way? Nice.
Behind you, turn around.
Woo! You got it. GG.
Yeah.
GG, guys.
If you're new to the channel, you might not know that the first VR upload on here was actually a little over a year ago, and that was all due to one game. And in good old fashion, as we periodically do here on the channel, it's time again to take a look at the future of Population 1 and talk a little bit about what I think could one day take it way, way further. For those unaware, Population 1 is a VR battle royale that just hit its first year of launch recently. This game takes full advantage of the vertical space, letting you soar through the skies, build, shoot, and eliminate everyone that you see to be the last team standing. It's literally the first major battle royale in virtual reality, and it's been shedding so much light on the fact that VR is finally here to stay. It's no longer a fad, a phase, or a small trend that never reaches the full potential it was meant to. We now have the ability to fight, dance, groove, and even strap on tracking points to your body to allow you to do some insane stuff in virtual reality, questionable or not. Oh, along with this year's anniversary of Population 1, I'm stoked to say I will be attending the Population 1 Vegas meetup coming up here in just a few weeks. I can't wait to meet any one of you that get to make it in person, and thank you for being through all of this. And don't worry, anyone that can't make it, make sure to check out the community tab where it appears the vote is leaning towards some sort of party in VR around 10k subs, where I'll get to meet all of the epic people who've taken the channel to where it is today, so don't miss the Discord below to stay in the loop with everything. Now back to it. Population 1 was developed by BIGBOX, released last year. BIGBOX was then purchased by Meta, formerly Facebook, but honestly, this has had no major impact on the game, and albeit the skepticism was extremely healthy and expected, since that transaction they've carried on with the core team, expanding that team even more with the funding and pumping out content like a beast, seriously keeping the community engaged the entire time. Also, I can't forget to mention it's given some extreme production value to the advertising for the game as well. But what does all of this mean for the future of the game? Will it carry on, grow and flourish, or is this game going to be just another fad within an ever-growing virtual reality space as we have companies left and right competing to build the metaverse when almost none of them even seem to understand what it would actually take and only building their own little corners of the VR space, hoping to become the next Rec Royale or VR Chat or something? Well, from where I stand, I see nothing but greatness on the horizon, and I'll share my reasons, along with what I think they could really do to take this game to the next level eventually. As I mentioned earlier, the content has just been consistent, and when I mean consistent, I do mean it. Up there with the best pancake games you can find. Daily challenges, major events that changed the landscape like the winter event that just launched, that dramatically changed quite a big chunk of the map, not to mention every other map alteration that's taken place this year, opening up the massive tower that was taunting us for months, just being one of many examples I could put out there. They've always had trios, but they've messed around with all sorts of game modes such as Legions, which was 4 teams of 6 for a total of 24 players when the game originally only held 18 per lobby. That also made them the largest lobby for standalone in any game outside of VR Chat. From the game modes, they went ahead and implemented amazing custom lobbies, allowing you to change just about everything, even gravity. And yes, before you ask, they had solos. And although that was temporary, I could easily see this being a permanent game mode once the player base number supports it. One of the most telling signs to me that this game is still going to keep growing and sustain for a very long time is simple. I almost can't load into a random game with at least half of the time lately getting someone who's telling me they either just got the game, or what's happening more often than not is me hearing this is my very first game, or at least their first day. Demographically speaking, I meet so many different people, working parents playing together, stay-at-home moms wanting just to kick some ass, kids themselves, but overall this game isn't locked to any one type of person, or age group for that matter. There are people in their 60s that are absolutely loving it, and it's beyond anything I thought the game would get to, at least this early. It's amazing to see, and I am beyond excited. Now let's not forget what's coming up here in just a few days. Christmas last year in Population 1 was like a birthday with piñatas everywhere, because, to say the least, noobs were falling from the sky like hard snowfall. And it was great to show people the ropes, and maybe a little fun wrecking the ones that weren't on your team. And this year, well, I wouldn't expect any different. Easily one of the most consistent comments lately on the channel has been something to do with someone getting an Oculus for Christmas. Guess what's been heavily pushed by Meta, including Mark Zuckerberg himself, who says that he plays the game. You guessed it, Population 1. I mean, heck, even PewDiePie has played the game and had a great time with it. It's just too much fun. And contrary to popular prejudgment, no, it does not feel like Fortnite at all. Yes, it has similar mechanics, but if you can't distinguish VR from flat screen gaming at this point, you probably haven't spent enough time in a headset. Doing something with your hands and body literally changes every single aspect to just about any game type you can imagine. The future of Population 1 is definitely bright, as VR is on the rise, and it's not stopping. The Quest 3 is probably right around the corner, and just from the speculated leaks, we know that this thing is not going to mess around. One of the things holding back everything in the tech space are chip shortages, which has impacted so many markets in general, as they simply have to prioritize chips to certain aspects of the economy, like the auto industry, and so on. But it's not going to stop the future of what's going on here. Not even close, even if it means it's just happening a little slower or at a higher cost for certain goods like GPUs. I see more people stepping into VR, more people than ever before, as people like me and you simply won't let any gamer friend go without experiencing it for themselves, at least once. So I encourage you to try this game if you haven't, and if you already play, well, grab that friend who's never stepped into a headset and allow them to step inside a whole new world, one of many to come. Remember when I said that one thing that will change this game forever, in my opinion, if they choose to make this move? Well, I've had this discussion with many creators and people in the general community, and there definitely seems to be one thing we all agree on. The day that this game actually goes into a free-to-play model, things will grow exponentially. Being such an initial investment and even further investment on Facebook's end, of course that might not happen right away if we ever see it, but the cosmetics alone could easily sustain Population 1 given the increased player base that would eventually come from the lack of a price tag to play. And this is coming from someone who owns 2 separate copies. You won't catch me offended if someone ends up getting in for free, because ultimately, for me at least, it's about the love of virtual reality and the growth I want to see in the space. So for better or worse, it is up to you how you choose to use it, but VR has the potential to change lives forever in so many ways. And sharing that with the world is vital to the future of where we want this to be one day. I want to see as many people within Population 1 and VR in general, so hopefully, they have this in their sights for the future, and we can see a huge influx of players it could potentially bring to the game and into this reality that we call virtual reality. I've been beyond blessed to be considered any sort of influential in this particular community. Population 1 has always brought me joy, and it's personally still my overall favorite VR game at heart, especially as far as shooters go. And that will most likely not change for a very, very long time, as this is my halo of VR, so it will always be extremely special to me. Let me know what you think about the future of this game. If you're not a player already, then let me know what you think about the future of VR. I want to hear your thoughts. I appreciate all of my supporters. Can't do this without you. Make sure you hit that like for the good old algorithm, subscribe, and bye-bye.